is 6:30 p.m. May 18th, 2026. We are starting
There's
River
two copies,
Plantation.
just one of them needs to be initialed.
We are starting the River Plantation Municipal Utility District meeting. First item on the agenda is to receive comments from the public on matters included in the agenda. We've got first person that says yes is Betty Brown. Betty?
Can I just make comments? Does it have to be on the agenda?
Davis, I have a question on that. We have two received comments from the public now. Why is that?
Just a request to handle it that way previously. So
My apologies.
we can do it however the board wants, but at one point I was asked to include it that way in the agenda.
Anybody have any objection of receiving comments now that are not on the agenda?
I don't necessarily,
Okay.
but I think Chris
Okay.
can get to sign in.
And would you like me to combine it into a single item going forward?
Yes, I think so.
They are.
Okay,
They did.
no problem.
So all we're gonna do is just acknowledge we received it, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that right?
What's that?
We just acknowledge that she gave it to us.
Yeah.
Acknowledge.
Okay, I just wanted to make a couple of comments. I wanted to personally thank Julie Gilmer and Tim Goodman for the massive amount of responsibility they've handled over the last few years, taking care of the RPMUD, getting us moving in the right direction, and taking the accountability and responsibility, and also for enduring the lies and everything that was spread about them during the nasty campaign that was put before them, right before this board. And I want to thank them for everything they've done, and have a lot of respect for them. And for the two new board members, I'll be at the meetings and hope that you guys jump in and get things done. And I will be looking to hold you guys accountable because you have some big shoes to fill. And I want this handled for our community to be the way it's supposed to be, not on gossip and things that are on social media. And that's all I can say.
Thank you.
Lori Miranda.
I didn't want to show
This isn't one of the agenda items.
That's okay.
You want to talk? You want to sign in? Like, you know, people do things you're not supposed to.
This is regarding the Charleston green space. My home resides on it, and I want to discuss the issue of the dirt bikes being ridden on the Charleston path. And it's primarily in the area of River Plantation Drive, but it also occurs, farther up Shiloh towards I-45. And the bikes are being driven really fast, and they're close to walkers. And also now there's children actually playing out in the green space. And to me, this is a safety issue, as both the walkers and a child, could be startled, or the bike, entering the path, and concrete or the dirt, something, and they end up hitting each other. And I know the park rules prohibit these type of vehicles, and that state only golf carts by licensed drivers are allowed. And I wasn't involved in the development of those rules, but I see those as both from a liability perspective from RPMUD and us, as residents, from being sued, and also, for the safety of our neighbors. And when they were driving back and forth, like I said, we're on the green space. We were out in the yard, and the lady was walking, and they flew by her really fast. And my husband stopped, and asked, can you slow down, at least go into the green space? And they did that for a while, and then the next weekend, again, they were out doing it. And we stopped them again, and one of the young men said that he quoted, he just wants to ride the bike. And we understand that. We have 20 grandkids, so I know exactly, what they're saying. But for me, it's a safety liability issue. and that could possibly, and that's also implied, you know, in the rules, that they're not supposed to be doing that. And then on a similar topic, even though these park rules are, they're posted everywhere within the green space, I don't know that people are actually stopping and reading those. Because there's been numerous places that, for example, that they used to hit the golf balls right out from, you know, where we live. And y'all updated the signage to include, you know, that it's not a functioning golf course anymore. And they did, you know, they did decrease, you know, immensely them hitting the balls. But every so often, I do see people still coming out there and hitting balls. And I will go out there and I tell them, you know, there's a sign up here. And, you know, usually they do stop. But again, I can see why they want to hit the balls there. I mean, it used to be a golf course. It's perfect, you know, to do that. But again, I think there's the liability because people are still walking. And so it rolls down to a safety issue. And so what I'm asking is could these park rules be communicated by the board maybe yearly, maybe in the flyer, you know, when the water bill comes out, either in January or December. And that way that, and if we do it in the mailings, I don't think there would be any additional cost. So in summary, what I'm saying is my thoughts are for the neighbors and the residents actually to abide by the rules. I don't know how they can be enforced, but anyway, that's for you guys. And to also to ensure that that the board, that everyone, that the board sends some communications out, you know, so everyone's you know, aware of the rules. So that's just my 2 cents.
I think it's a great suggestion.
Okay.
Like a friendly reminder each year.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
no,
Okay.
I agree.
I'm not a public speaker, as you can tell.
No, you did great.
You did good. Awesome. I think it should go out more than once a year, like quarterly, an
Let's
email or something.
Let's talk about it during
Yeah, when we get
remarks.
to it, we can talk about it.
All right.
Okay, next on the list, the judge.
I would just like to talk to you about the lease for the pool at the club. I happened to look at that lease, and in section 7, it says that the district's residents and taxpayers, Fairway Village, Fairway Estates, Plantation Village, Mosswood, and River Plantation subdivisions would have access to the facilities. Now, all of these neighbors had paid for the bond, they're still paying for the bond, which made acquiring Charleston possible. But it seems that Mosswood and Fairway Village are being eliminated from the use of the pool. Now, the only common denominator here is that Mosswood has no HOA and Fairway Village has their own. So it really kind of sounds like discrimination here. You are the landlord, the lessee is violating the lease. All of these people need to have access to that pool because they paid for the bond. Now, it'd be nice if you could fix this before the pool season starts. Now, under section 8, the CIA has 30 days to cure the problem. So I'm hoping that you will work on this so they don't miss the year like they did last year.
Okay. And Mia Sanders.
Hello. My name is Mia Sanders. I'm appearing tonight under a full reservation of my legal rights. It is absolutely disgraceful that this board would weaponize thousands of our dollars, our neighborhood's taxpayer funds, just to put a resident through a $250,000 legal circus over a temporary garage sale sign that was lawfully placed and never even touched district land. To make matters worse, immediately after I posted a fact-based, document-backed community update to our neighbors, my local Nextdoor account was abruptly shut down by a biased review team controlled by members of this very leadership, or was. I am here to offer this board one final opportunity to mitigate its own mounting liability. As of today, I have established a hard alibi for the 10:50 a.m. incident, proving the assault allegation was a complete fabrication. I have also identified a documented pattern of retaliatory litigation in this community, such as case 21-11-15275, which demonstrates that this district uses lawsuits as an intentional weapon of attrition. My demand, I am calling for an immediate dismissal of the $5,000 fine and the $250,000 lawsuit. The alternative, if you are unwilling to dismiss these meritless claims tonight, I demand an administrative stay of all penalties until the new board members, Hernandez and Poarch, are fully seated and can review the internal communications regarding this entire matter. Be clear, whether you drop this tonight or not, my claims for First Amendment retaliation and malicious prosecution have already accrued. However, if you refuse to dismiss or stay these proceedings tonight, I am moving forward today, May 18th, with a compulsory counterclaim seeking $2 million in punitive damages against the district and individual board members in their personal capacities. This is your single chance to stop the bleeding of taxpayer funds before the new board takes over. My position is fully stated in the formal document I have provided for the official record. Any discovery or questioning related to the district court case will be handled strictly through the formal judicial process. I am done speaking.
We'll discuss that in item 9 today. Chris
Wakefield.
Wakefield.
At least the knee is better than it was last week.
Okay, so you're gonna be talking about the butterfly garden?
The butterfly garden,
Yeah.
sir.
You wanna wait till that agenda?
We can wait to the end of it. Like I said, I'm gonna take up some time on that, so I can wait to the last.
We're item number 3.
No,
so
you guys,
if you wanna
you
do.
got all these.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you have to walk all the way up here.
Whatever, like I said, I'm easy going.
Okay. All right, is there anybody else that did not say yes but would like to speak? Okay. Let's move to item number 2, park maintenance matters. Mark?
Got several things going on. I have passed out the budget request for the 10 trees that we've already approved. We had put a pause on it because we were trying to work out the watering issue, and we have got that figured out. The second page shows where the 10 trees will vaguely go. But we drove it and walked it, Mario and I did, and he was able to confirm that it would only take 3 taps, and the top dollar per tap would be $1,500. That's top end, it wouldn't cost you more than that, so basically $4,500. So again, that is just a budget item, hopefully it'd be a little bit less than that. That would service all 10 trees, so we wouldn't have that problem. And to compare that, I was just looking at my original figures. You know, we were thinking about having to do a water tank, and it was coming up to like almost $7,700 annually to pay somebody to go and do it, you know. So in comparison, it's actually going to be a much better project to do that. So I'm asking for a budget of $11,500 to move forward with trying to replace so many of our trees that we've lost in the park area. So we can just keep that as a note. Probably many of you have noticed the pond level is down, and then also the fountain is down. The fountain was already coming down before they had to lower the water down, lower the level of the water down. some of the crew members had to go and do some repair with concrete, right, Mario?
Correct.
And so they had to leave it down long enough for it to cure. And so I saw y'all out there today. Were y'all filling it back up?
We're filling it back up now.
Okay, good. So that's part of the problem, but I think the biggest problem is probably the filter is gonna get clogged. They come out, once a month for the agreed price that we have, which is the last month, or last week of each month. I've texted them to see if they can come out anytime this week, just to speed it up, not for an extra visit, but just to come early. He said they would try, but they had a full schedule, but they would keep it in mind. If not, it would be the last week of this month they would handle it. The good issue, or the good part about this is, I expressed some concerns originally when I spoke to him about, maybe the pump burning up or whatever when it gets into that kind of shape. And he says, no worries. He made it sound like there was multiple breakers. So if it gets in that kind of a strain, it will just cut itself off. No problems. So they're going to take care of that. Water level's already back up. And so I think that pretty well takes care of it. I haven't changed anything or made contact with the mowing company yet. But I did reach out to them by email, but so far, I think the original agreement that we had was pretty good. We can always take a look at anything later on and reevaluate. Any questions or anything about that?
What do you need to make a motion to approve this budget?
Yep.
Is this with the CIA that we
We-
partner
we-
with?
Only-
This is our part. They're doing
This is
something
our
like
part.
Right.
The only thing that's with the CIA is that we're all buying trees from the same place.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get like
It's
a
a
small
discount.
discount.
Yeah, yep, that's all.
Well, there's no question. I move that we accept the proposed budget of 11.5. Go ahead and approve that so they can get started.
We have a second?
Third.
No, do we have a second?
Oh, you got a second, sorry. I'm new, y'all. Third, fourth, and fifth.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed.
One thing to note, guys, Michael Murr, who is doing y'all sprinkler system that you guys contracted with, is here tonight. He was gonna give you guys a brief update during the.
Okay.
Michael.
All right, let's have it.
Okay, we ready for the next one?
If
Yeah,
you
hold
want,
on.
he's gonna give us
He's
an
gonna give us an
update.
update on the sprinkler system.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Which sprinkler system? Is this for the tree?
For the park.
Park.
No, that's totally separate.
Okay,
Just the irrigation system.
I got you.
Hi, good evening. As,
Could you come up to the podium, please?
yeah, if you'd like.
Yeah.
As y'all just heard, we, y'all signed a contract last month for us to take a lift irrigation system on the 9 holes that is considered, I guess, parkland now, and it's an abandoned golf course. So we just got started on this, and I wanted to bring you an overview of what we've found so far and let you tell me where to stop, because I'm not sure exactly what y'all have in mind, but you need to know what's going on. You have 9 controllers, and this is what I know today, and we're still getting into this. You have 9 controllers, which is basically 1 per hole. Someone has put in a cheaper Rainbird controller in place of a Toro Golf controller, which once was, and it's a very expensive controller. So they put in a cheaper Rainbird controller for what's there now. We basically come in thus far just on hole number 1, controller number 1, and started to repair the links. With Mario's help, we got the valves back on. There was a lot of leaks. We got the valves back on, and we're starting to repair leaks and broken wires right now in the main line. You have, at least in hole number 1, you've got 16 of these high-powered golf course rotors that are out there, and out of those 16, 9 are broken. These rotors are very expensive. They're around $1,000 a piece, or there's a kit, a repair kit that's cheaper, but then you've got the labor to take this thing apart and put it back together. So I don't know what balances out at the end of the day. I'm gonna bring you those facts and figures next month. But this is just a night. We're into controller 2 and 3 also right now, but we've got several more to go. I guess what I'm getting at is, I don't know what y'all's budget looks like, but this could be a very expensive endeavor. And before I go spending your money, I'd like to know where you are budget-wise, and I'd like to know what your intentions are with this land, because maybe this isn't the route to go.
Well, we don't have a budget set for this, so, but what we'd like to do is get an approximation.
Okay.
And if you can give us a couple different options, would be
Sure,
great.
and I intend to do that. Right now, we're just a couple of $1,000s into it, and I don't wanna go too far because it's gonna get real expensive real fast, and I wanted to bring you the facts and at least get your temperature on.
Can I ask you clarification? So it's gonna get real expensive real fast just to make an evaluation? Is that
No,
where
no,
this is going?
no, what I mean is I can make an evaluation.
Okay, so
And
you
that's,
go around
that's
and
my
check.
job.
Okay, all right.
But that's what you hired me for.
Right.
But to fix it, it's gonna get real expensive real
Understood.
fast, and I'll give you those facts and figures first.
Is there a
You
lot
might
of stuff
look at
missing?
other options too.
Sir?
We don't need a golf course, but we do need to keep the grass alive, and we need to keep the trees alive. That's our objective.
I understand.
You know, just keep it looking nice. So if there's ways we don't have, maybe we're doing things that we don't need to, maybe golf course level and park level are different. So you gotta keep that in mind.
I will, and that's what I'll do. I guess to give you a broad brush, these high-powered rotors that used to water the golf course are coming right off the main line. The other option you may be talking about is to put in just a simpler system with way less expensive heads, irrigation heads, but then you're gonna involve piping to those heads, which you don't have now. So we'll look at both those options for you.
Yeah, that might be a better option for us, but I don't know.
It might be. I don't know yet.
What size piping is in there now?
I think you've
2
got,
inch?
I think you've got a 3 to 4 inch.
I think it's a 4-inch.
I
So,
don't-
so just for some historical measures, you know, you guys originally, two years ago, brought in someone, and the whole purpose was to try to get the system up and running. And what happened was, we were working on that, and then we were running into this issue. There was a ton of leaks. There was issues with the heads where they would get stuck on and things like that. And it was, you know, a call a day tomorrow to go out there and shut off the system. And so it's been off for a period of time. Luckily, we've had a ton of rain, and so it hasn't been 100% necessary. But it looks like it just continued to deteriorate, because the whole purpose of the original was just to see what was left in the ground, to see if we could get it operational and functional. I think what Michael's kind of pointing towards is we might be on the downhill slope of a recoverable system.
Well, didn't we
Are you-
spend
are you saying
$40,000
we can't go to like Home Depot and put
put that
regular
in?
sprinkler heads in
No.
there instead of these high-powered things?
Original?
I mean, those that, you
It
guys
was-
have
it was-
decent ones.
it's been in since the golf course.
But then it takes
Yeah,
more
that's what I'm
piping,
thinking
maybe
about,
than
trying
doing.
to-
Yeah, you're gonna have to go
More
with smaller
lines.
piping than 3 to 4 inch to do that. I mean, I play golf and I know what you're talking about. I mean, the heads are very expensive.
I just wanted to give you where I was, and I'll bring back your options. I don't know what they may be yet in order to keep these fairways green. I understand what you're trying to do. You probably don't wanna use a lot of water, but enough to keep everything alive. So, and I don't know what your intentions for this land are, so,
Just for what it's doing now, just to park, people to walk,
Green
you
space.
okay.
know, things like that.
That's all I have. I just wanted to give you
And just so you know, the water's free. We
You're lucky.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
If I may,
I have an
for
initiative
his
I'd
point
like to
though,
put out.
that irrigation line has been in since what, the 70s?
Or
Okay,
earlier.
I mean, my
Yeah,
grandfather
back
bought
in the
our,
60s.
okay, yeah, 60s. My grandfather had a, it's 50 years old now, that piece of property that I'm at. Grandpa has 3 and 4 inch lines, and I had a break in one that was under some trees in the back. I had to get a track hoe back there just to get to the break, about 2 foot down. And the parts alone for the 3 inch line, I mean, my cost on those things were like, you know, almost $60 per fitting, you know, on a 3 inch pipe. So, I mean, and this stuff's been in the ground for a very long time. So when you pressurize something that hasn't been pressurized in a while, and in wear and tear and root systems, you're gonna, he's gonna find a bunch of different breaks in there. But again, that system's gonna be a lot more efficient to water big areas than breaking down individual small ones like you're doing on a house, because you just have so much acreage to water.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Look forward to hearing from you. You know, pass these out to the other guys. On the park issue, I'd like to bring up a new initiative. I've been looking at these park trails and some of the possible liability and the problems of appearance. And I would like to propose that we look at replacing all the chipped concrete, the broken, uprooted, paths and things like that. I think it's a liability, needs to be fixed, and I think it'll improve the entire neighborhood. Primary cause of most of our problem, I think, is because none of this concrete was reinforced when it was put in. And even some stuff that was put in the last couple of years is chipping it big, like down in section 6 down there. It's chipped up real bad. And what I'd like to do is remove all the serious chipping, get rid of the root intrusions, uneven paths, level it up, get the cart paths looking good and like they should. And I would like to add approximately 70 feet of cart path from on section 5 where the cart path just stops. Go ahead and bring it through back over to the bridge so that people can make that loop. And it's about a 2.5 mile trip if they go around the whole thing. So anyway, that can be done. And one of the things I'd like to see us do is to set some standards, get Taylor to work on it for us, but possibly like 3/16 cents rebar on 12-inch center or something like that on the repairs, so we don't have this again. And what I'm proposing here is that we have 2 action items I'd like to look at. One is to get engineering involved in this as far as the specs, putting them together. And I'll give you this if you want to look at it.
Absolutely.
I would also tell you that the next thing I'd like to do is be able to go get solicit bids. So the board's gonna have to agree to do these things. And the funds, where I'm talking about they would come from, if you recall, in late 25, we put $600,000 that we recovered from Takis over damages. That fund was put in there for us to do projects like this. I don't think this will be anywhere near that kind of a price, but we gotta start somewhere. And so anyway, that's what I would like to see us do, and I'd like for you guys to go ahead and authorize it so Taylor can start looking at it. You want a copy of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
That was good.
Any other discussion on that?
So I will say, when you guys first took over the park was shortly before we came on, and one of the initiatives was to, pretty much survey it, so I have plenty of videos that I've surveyed it in the past, and kind of mapped out a lot of these breakages and everything. It's a standard detail that we typically use. It's a wire mesh reinforcement. That's
As long as it's reinforced.
Yeah, well, it's one, the reinforcement, but it's two, it's the bedding. So typically when they put them in for golf cart paths, they don't put any sort of subgrade on them. And especially with y'all's area with the silty soils, the subgrade is pretty important because that's kind of that foundation for it.
Well, I would like to go forward with the board's approval to get this thing rolling.
I would recommend y'all authorize the preliminary design. Let me work up a cost estimate so you guys know what amount of money you're looking at, and then we can start saying, okay, we want to do X number of feet a year or whatever it may be. I mean, we have more than enough cost estimates in our office. It should be a fairly easy task to put together. You guys have a reasonable cost estimate with all the repair issues, and that way you can make an educated decision going forward.
What's the worst part of it? I mean, on the
Worst part is probably down that northern section. If you go down there like in the second, third one, and there's a bad part over here on 7 and 8, I think. No, not 8. 2 and 3. That's what.
2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 and 3. I think that's pretty bad. There's several. They're all over the place.
Right.
Taylor, how thick is the concrete typically?
So standard sidewalk is 4 inches. That's standard. Now, if we're talking about, putting together some sort of larger job, where it gets different is sometimes what we do is we start putting 6 or 10 feet concrete in so that you have kind of a multiple lane path for bikes and walkers.
But 4 inches is perfect.
Well, we need
4
to-
inches
That's a
perfect.
standard.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
I
Yes, sir.
don't think we need anything major, but
Yeah.
we need to reinforce it so it doesn't
Certainly.
chip off. I mean, we got brand new stuff over on section 6. You can tell the concrete's probably not 2 years old, and it's broken all over the place.
So I've seen in other locations, high-end places, where expansion joints, they'll change, right? but instead of ripping things out, if it's not that bad, they just grind it down to smooth it off to where it eliminates that lip and just kind of give it. So is that something also that you could consider where we can, as we're all trying to do, save money anywhere we can? So in other words, if there's a issue, let's don't necessarily say, well, then this has got to be ripped out and replaced. Maybe it can be just trimmed. If there is 4 inches, you know, it's like something like that, right? It might be enough in some cases.
Certainly.
To just smooth it down.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we're gonna look at all those scenarios, and I think one of the ways is just using some surveying paint and marking those areas, and you and I go take a look at it and say, hey, this is why I think it should be replaced versus. we need
But you can
another-
saw cut it too, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But typically with sidewalk, the
Right.
expansion joints are so close together that you're only removing a 4x4 section,
Right.
4x8 section.
Yeah,
of
it's not
those.
big at all.
No, sir.
Did anybody take a look at it? I'm here most of the time.
Yep.
I've got a I can't even talk, golf cart, we can go around the thing.
So I'll make a motion that we ask Taylor to look at it, make an evaluation, and present to us of different, you know, options that we have to rectify the problem.
That's second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Also on park maintenance matters, we have a bid for the maintenance. Steven, what is that? This is in your packet.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
Had the whole thing.
Good evening. I'm Stephen Guillory. I've been living in River Plantation since 2019. Been doing landscaping for like 10 years now. So we put together a proposal for the mud. There's 2 different prices you'll see there, one for 24 occurrence, one for 21. You guys are currently at 21 from what I'm told. I think 3 more occurrences would benefit greatly. What that is every other week from March through October, or actually through November, we would be here every other week cutting the grass. In the dry, like, you know, when it's dry, we would probably get by with twice a month. But if it's gonna continue to rain like it has been, and the grass is gonna grow 4 or 5 inches every week, you know, if you put it off, and we're just gonna have really tall grass, right? So 24 occurrences on that, and that comes out to be about $6,800 a month. And then for 21 occurrences, it would be $5,900 a month. This does include, you know, the mowing, the blowing, the edging of the sidewalks, the edging of the driveways for the water treatment plants. This also would include anywhere that you have a natural vegetation that's encroaching on the path that is a liability. Somebody driving a cart or riding a scooter or what have you is going to take a branch to the face at some point. We would identify those and those would be cut out. That's included in this price as well for the entire length of the trail system. It also would include spraying the concrete joints chemically for weeds as well, monthly. Is there any questions on that?
Well, one thing that's not in here that we usually, they have them doing is they're emptying those dog stations and the trash while they're mowing.
Okay.
I didn't see that in your proposal.
It's not included. That's a relatively small cost that we can include. There would be a slight adjustment, I would think, but I would say it'd probably be less than $1,000 a year, total cost for that.
Well, I just
Take out
wanna
the
make
trash
sure
on
you-
the,
The doggy stations and any of the trash cans. But just to be sure, would we be responsible for purchasing the bags, or is that something you guys supply?
I think-
We can buy them.
It sounds like a tedious question, but you know, we manage Town Lake and we do their trash cans too, right? And so their doggy stations, it's like $1,000 a month and just the material cost for all their dogs. I know we don't have that many, but
Yeah, we only have 3.
okay, so
And one trash can.
More to come.
more to come, right? Yeah, it'd be great.
I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
I'm okay with us purchasing the bags. 'Cause
Yeah.
I got them online approved.
That's no
There's a
big
lot of
deal.
them that are empty.
every time
Oh, really?
I know the one on 8,
No bags?
Eight
No bags,
Charleston.
Mark, no bags?
2,
you mean?
no bags in there.
Maybe it would just be easier if we just provide the bags too. Then you don't have anybody to point a finger at besides us.
There's no bags on 3 either.
And you're talking about the small
The small
bags
ones,
or
yeah.
the trash bags?
No, the trash cans are, the trash bags are in.
Big trash
Okay.
bags.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
she's talking about the doggy.
Oh, the doggy bags, okay.
She's talking about the doggy bags. Yeah, that's annoying, I understand. Yeah, I would think it'd probably be easier if you just allowed us to do that, and then y'all wouldn't have to worry about it at all.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So what type of equipment do you have?
We have it all. I
You
mean,
have Kubota, you have John Deere, I mean, you got
they use
zero turns like we have out there now?
Yes,
or-
sir, they do, and it's all great equipment. You know, we operate from Dallas all the way to Houston. We do the Highlands just down the road. We do Chambers Creek and Willis. Those are some key communities that you may be familiar with. But then the Town Lake, Shadow Creek Ranch, John Deere's. Yes, we do have some unique pieces of equipment that would be used on some of these ditches or more sloped areas, right? But yeah, it's going to be your standard 60-inch zero turn radius motors for the most part.
Okay.
And we would want to do this in one day. Like right now, it looks like they're out there 1 to 2 days, usually 2 days. But we would bring it up to where once we start, we're gonna finish, because you know how it goes. Half the course gets cut, and then it rains, and then 2 weeks later, that it's 36 inches high over here and 8 over here, which is not really fair to some of the people that live on those other holes. So, but that's that. I'm happy to answer any questions. Stick around after
I
this.
think she's got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Did y'all provide him with an RFQ?
No, we did not.
What was the
Okay.
question?
A request for a bid?
The scope of work, because,
Oh.
Does
that
that
include the 10
He
to
lives
12
here.
lots that the motor
He
owns?
sees it.
huh?
He lives here, he sees what's going on there.
Well, not everything, because there's stuff in the very back that even Alpha didn't know, that they hadn't
You
shown.
know we own 10 to 12 lots that have to be mowed.
Buyout lots?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's Alpha's doing that now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Where are those lots at?
Probably a
They're
lot.
all around.
6. There'd be a bunch of them, I bet. Augusta number 6.
No.
There's some over there though, huh? Those any ones with those concrete lots were all buyout lots, right?
No, we don't, those don't belong to us.
Oh no?
Some of them belong to the CIA.
Oh goodness. Things to consider, so I
Matter
mean.
of fact, there's one street where the CIA owes one, and right next door to it is the mud.
We love that.
Steven.
Yeah, by the way, I'm Stephen Guillory. I have lived here. I live on Augusta number 8, just before the pond on the left. We have the cannon in our backyard, so if you're driving by and you see us out there, please say hi.
Davis, would we need to put this out to bid to do this, or can we can we go with a single
I think
replacement?
That's entirely up to the board. You know, legally, you can pick your maintenance contractor, but in many cases, you know, boards like to solicit multiple bids just so they get current market pricing. Obviously, you have a contractor in place now, and I know you've solicited bids in the past, so it's up to the board.
I think
And then,
because-
obviously, if you decide you want to change, then we'd also need to review the contract as well. So,
I think we need to go back out for bid for $60,000-$70,000 a year. You don't just assign it. I'm glad it's a 10% reduction from where we are right now, and that's a positive thing. But I think to keep it square, we need to go ahead and get new bids.
I think you need RFQ so that you have apples to apples, because obviously he's bid it, but he doesn't have the whole scope of the work.
I agree with that.
I think the board needs to make a bid package.
Okay. Mark, can you handle that? Mark?
Yeah.
Deal?
Mark, I can give you what we've had in the past.
Okay.
To aid you,
Okay.
we've got exhibits and everything
Okay.
showing all of the properties.
And then, Stephen, where'd you go?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, before you leave, just give me your contact information as well, or because we'll need to make sure that you give us an update once we get the scope figured out. In fairness to you as well, right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else on the park? Request construct butterfly garden and related facilities in park.
Okay.
Now you're up.
All right. My father would say, "Hoodly foodlies."
Do they need to be bonded to do this work? He is. Trust me, when else been on bonds and insurance, like I mean, choke a wheel.
gentlemen, I have a little presentation folder for y'all, so y'all can look at it. This is basically some photographs. This is the area that we are, and the photographs are here, going through it and stuff, but each one of you, I'll have one
Thank you.
and stuff. Here's Tom. Sir, apologies, I forgot the top was on it. From last week in the dark. Okay, here is, I didn't know how many, or you guys could share, because the table's probably not big enough for all these. And this is actually on a 20 scale, so it makes it a little easier for you guys to see it. Well, smaller than a 10th. So these are the concepts. These are just photographs that I had picked that we were trying to manipulate, and concepts of walkways and stuff. So, here you guys go. So this is, that first photograph is, this is the green that John wanted. It's further down, if you look over here, there's the road coming in, that's that First Street on your left. The Phillips garden is way back over here, and it's separated, it's that first green, that's what's left of the green on that first hole. So with John, this is for anybody in the room, Mr. John Gandy wanted to gift.
I'm still not sure what that is. I know that course pretty well.
You come over the bridge in the front.
Right.
You're gonna pass Phillips, the gazebo that's right there.
Right.
Okay. As you're curving up the First Street T-junction on the left-hand side, it's that green number 6, hole number 6, number 6. Yeah, number 6 green on that left. Okay.
Right here's the gazebo right here.
Yeah. So it's like it's further back. John didn't want it to be part of the whole connected with it. But what John wanted to do, he wanted to gift his wife, or he wanted to gift the community. And what so far we have down in the, if you look on the Dale, he's almost about $750,000 he's gifting the community, okay? But he wanted this to be his money spent, and he controlled what was happening, but with y'all's permission to use this area. He had the idea of putting off this road here, that road that comes in here, there's the golf cart path. It is damaged, actually, when you guys were talking about damaging, and I was going to offer to fix that when we were going to do this. This would be actually it's got 9 different parking spaces coming off the main road, and then we wanted to keep anybody from trying to drive here on a car, and what we wanted to do was we wanted to use these arches where the golf carts could go through them, and people wouldn't get hurt or like that on it. But at the same time, keep any from kids from trying to drive down the golf cart path and go down there. So this was a deterrent. At the same time, have something pretty. And these were just samples I took out of the off of it. Mine actually fell. But everything about this, whoever knew John and Patricia, they loved roses. They loved butterflies. Is another concept of what it's going to look like and stuff. But it's only a short distance, and again, I'm sorry, this is a very small plan, but this is the main road, this is the first left you come into the neighborhood, and it'd be right off, and this is a golf cart pass. This is actually a telephone pole right there. And then that first house on that backs up to it, that's actually Mr. Odom. I've known him since I was a kid. My grandpa bought Odom trailers from him, and all the trailers got fixed up on it. That's Daryl. And so anyway, he actually met me out there and recognized me, and I told him what we were doing, and he was cool with it. So he was fine with that concept.
So is this close to where the old restroom used to be down there that they took out?
No, John didn't
it's
want
up on the.
It's up on the top section. The one where the restroom used to be, that actually floods down there, and John didn't want it down there. Plus, it's behind all the foliage, you can't see it.
Okay, so when you go down that Braxton Road, you're gonna turn to the right.
Yeah, it's gonna be immediately on the right-hand side.
Is it between the Braxton Bracks?
It's the first street when you come up the hill.
Right, but there's 2
Take a
Braxton
left.
Bracks.
2 Braxton, so it's
It's
in
gonna be
between the
first
2 Braxton Bracks?
So you come, this is
There's
the
2
main
of them.
road, and it's that first left.
The first
Between two.
And it's gonna be right.
Well, I'm asking
No,
you.
it's gonna be,
And that's
he's
the
saying
golf
those
cart
on
path
the
that comes
green.
in.
But Because.
Of number
right
6.
there is,
I just don't, you know, I'm not
Yeah,
a
Phillips is
golf.
back.
So when y'all start saying all these numbers, we gotta
Okay,
get out,
so-
we gotta get out of
Okay,
using
so
these numbers.
where I live.
Let's use streets.
Is Terra Park when you come up the hill, first street
I
on
know
the
where
right?
Terry is, yep.
Okay.
We
This
found
is the
out
first
it's
street on-
been like
opposite of my street. It's
Okay,
right there.
all right, I believe that's Bragg's and Bragg.
That hill
That's
is
where we're
4
gonna be
foot
putting
taller
some
than the road.
trees.
I see it
Isn't
every time.
it?
So,
Because-
like I said, I saw some
Right now,
stuff
this
surveys
doesn't
on it,
look
so I
like
have
this.
retaining walls actually
That
We need to
supported.
put a
street is
flat,
gonna be blocked off with the
golf
garbage
ball.
up there.
We can
Gotcha.
get some trees.
Well, it's gonna
That's
be
beautiful.
on that green, so it's gonna be elevated.
If it's flooded, it's flooded,
Yeah,
maybe
but
in
who's gonna
94,
maintain
maybe
it?
400.
That's right.
Because I
That's
lived
a
in
lot of money
Braxton
to
Bragg.
maintain.
During Burl,
It was basically.
There's a lot of things to
380
consider.
yard par 4.
That's right.
Basically, no more than like about 300 yards up is water.
And what
That's
are
right.
you doing for drainage?
Well, drainage is, I mean, obviously,
Because
it's
it'll
on a.
affect the houses behind it.
Well, no, we're gonna have drainage on it, but it'll have no different than what the golf course was putting out water for it
Did
anyway.
it have concrete on it?
No, but this is gonna be, it'll be, well, here, let me show you guys. So what we're gonna do, the concept is, there would be a gazebo, but it'd be different. John wanted something unique for him. There would be, God bless, the parking lot area on this side. There'd be a wheelchair ramp, ADH compliant coming in, and there would be a gate to come into it, and then steps coming off of the golf cart path, so there'd be 2 entrances. In the future, John thought of expanding it later, but this was just the initial concept of it. And again, that's where more money would come in, again, through John and JC. John had passed away 2 weeks ago, and he gave me the permission to come and say, okay, Chris, go show it to him. I'm happy with the numbers. Just go do the presentation. Obviously, I can't physically go anymore.
So Chris, how much of that is concrete?
None of that's concrete. The only thing that's concrete would be the floor.
The parking, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yes. The
So,
park.
and I think that's what she's focused on. You
Okay.
said, what, 9 spaces?
There'd be 9 spaces.
So
through
all
the
this
center.
is concrete.
And it's
an
also on the
additional
back
door.
side of that hill, and there's a ditch that comes along the road right here that the water would shed back towards the natural swale. Okay, and it would come down and then go back down the road as it would do anyway. The only concrete that would be actually in the park area would be in the center where the, it would be a concrete floor of the gazebo.
But the parking spaces are in the park area.
They would be on the backside of that green. It's kind of, again, it's kind of hard to show you. It would be between these trees right here. Here's the road, and those trees here, and that's the back of the green, so it'd be in this little space right through here. The watershed is this way, and then after you get on this side of the green, the watershed is that way and towards the road. So it's a high point. You're gonna be
So
shedding.
have you done a topography to see what the watershed
That's
would
a rule of
be?
thumb.
I haven't yet. I just was
When I
getting
was looking at
concepts
buying a
because John was
plane,
ailing and
it's the maintenance
I know.
on it.
in health.
I'm the one that suggested that.
Oh, okay.
That's
So,
why I'm asking.
but yeah, no, there's, I said, we're going through, I got John's permission on everything, flowers, colors, everything else like that on the walkway. We have actually it would be a water feature inside it. We were gonna convert the greens, or actually the bunkers, into little ponds.
And then did he talk about money to maintain it? Because he's responsible for maintaining it.
Well, I think that's what JC and he was talking about. I mean, obviously, we do their personal,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
and we maintain their gardens and stuff over the house. We also go do the mausoleum as well. So I'm pretty sure JC he's gonna have money allocated for us to maintain it after that.
But you don't know.
I don't know. Okay, his big thing was he
Because
just.
that's gonna be a big cost.
Oh, it is. It's gonna be, because we're gonna have to come back in, yearly and change out the colors, like we do at the house. We're gonna have to change out different things. Now, a lot of stuff in here is gonna be, I've had success with, and again, this is a butterfly garden aspect of it. So there's a lot of plants that are fun. I'm sorry, am I taking yours? Yes, I'm taking yours. That's fine. I got mine here. So, okay. Well, yeah, I did want to take over because. So, but I mean, the gazebo, you have different types of plants, cone flowers, coreopsis and stuff on it. There's all different types. Again, one of the things that John and they loved roses. Okay, but one of the things we're going to have to do, because their deer are going to come in there and decimate the stuff. So around the perimeter of it, I did have a 6 foot or 7 foot tall wrought iron fence like you would have on a golf course, but I know it's taller. One of the concepts John said we could do is either put like a living hedge along it so it's blocking the view of it so it's not taking away. But the fence is important to keep the deer out. If we're going to plant, I think the budget on there was like $180,000 worth of plant material that's going into this thing. To all different types of species, all different types of stuff that's going to be blooming at different times of the year that's going to attract all the different hummingbirds and butterflies into it.
So, but it's gonna be a smorgasbord. I mean, the deer are gonna say, "Oh, thank you very much." And the certain plants we can plant, they have a list of stuff from A&M that says deer resistant, but there's nothing deer proof. I mean, because you'll have one deer that will say, "I don't like this," and then other deers will come in there and just rip it apart. I mean, I've seen deer hungry enough in droughts tear bark off of live oak trees and eat yopon. And if anybody knows what yopon is, it's called Ilex vomitorius. And it actually really induces vomiting. The Indians actually use it as an elixir to exit their stomachs. So, but anyway, that's those walkways that's coming around. Off the parks. It'd be all ADH compliant where people can come in. John's at his mausoleum. He had 2 benches. They're made from granite. Granite, and they have Gandhi on the back of it. And there's 2 spots where we're going to put it facing up the hill from sitting that you're looking at the waterfall. And again, this is just a concept, like I saw on the, like I said, I just didn't have anything to because we haven't physically built it yet. But it's things like this. We have like on that hillside facing up. We could do something simple like this. But again, it's flowers. It'll be annual stuff that we cut, change out, and do. Again. Just the different colors, textures, and bringing the flowers into being. There's another one with the wrought iron fence to keep the fence. That's higher. But this is kind of a concept of what we were looking at doing. So you would have the gates would be people could open and close, but they'd be on a spring that would close it, so the deer can't push it open. You have to unlatch it and close it. But if someone forgot to close it, the deer didn't sneak in the middle of the night and eat it and tear the stuff up. The entrances would have like a stone. I wanted stones so we could put a plaque on the side that said, Gandhi Garden or something like that, or dedicated to John and Patricia on it. Here's the idea of the gazebo uphill and the stream bed coming down. So this would be, and we're going to have a bridge that would come across it at a certain point, like this. And you guys, I'm sorry, I'm showing everybody else. Yeah, you have all that stuff. Another.
Cameras on this?
Sam, man?
Is there going to be cameras? I'm just curious because there's.
We can put some. I never brought it up, and again.
I would just hate for somebody to destroy it. That's on my name.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have electricity to the deal, and adding cameras and a Wi-Fi out there. Again, I could talk to JC about it. Like I said, right now we're at like a $750,000 for everything. John originally says we're going to start the process, and then we could do it yearly or something like that. JC, I mean, after he passed, I'm not sure what money he had allocated and stuff like that. If she says let's just do it all at once. It's really going to be JC's decision. She's under the weather right now, and she couldn't make it to the meeting. So, again, this was something.
I just think it's beautiful, and I hate for some kid or something.
Well, yeah, somebody come and vandalize it or do something like that to it.
It's sad that that's the world we live in.
Yeah, no, you're right. Some kid doing something. So that's why I wanted to put those arches to stop them going there and doing donuts in the middle of the darn. Because I had redneck buddies back in the '90s who would just any open field. Hey, that's it, open ticket.
Well, somebody posted recently that this was going to be multi-millions spent on this thing. Is that?
I don't know if it's multi-millions, but like I said, it's going to be the initial getting this thing started. It's going to be right now the budget, and this doesn't include like bronze statue because we wanted to do something like this as John and Patricia Gandhi, and there was butterfly sculptures. And again, I showed JC this. It could be either sitting, something like that. The two of them together. When I first showed John, he's like, I don't need that stuff. Get that crap out of here. This is about Patricia, not me. But JC's like, no, it's going to be about him too. So
another question: is it going to be open 24/7 or?
Yeah, this shouldn't. I mean, like I said, it's going to be on a spring-loaded, a gate that can close. Anybody can come up to it. They can walk the gardens.
We have a lot of problems down here with kids going up and tearing up stuff and defacing the property. When that restroom was down in there, it got
I heard there's a homeless people that were living in there too.
Well, there, but they spray painted it all the time. They
Really?
kept going there and they tore it up. They tore the restrooms out. They tore the sinks out, the lights out, the doors.
Really?
All the time.
And right now, the church is having a real problem with the homeless.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm at 336. I live in Stewart Forest. I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump. And every time you go down there in the railroad trestle, there's at least 2 or 3 people down there with, saying smile.
So, Chris. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, is the MUD expected to provide the maintenance going forward after that?
Again, I don't think so, but we never got to that point. John was just more interested in getting the concept down and him approving it, and then giving a price of what it was going to cost. I'm assuming he was, and again, assumptions lead to other things, but from what I understand, I thought JC and them were going to cover that. I'm not sure. Honestly, I haven't talked to JC since the funeral. So these are also, again, concerns I know the board would have because y'all going to be gifted something,
It's a big
and then it's
concern.
going to later on it's going to be something that has to be maintained.
Yes.
So I mean, again, it's going to have ponds and waterfalls and a dry stream bed. You're going to have paver walkways that are going to come through there.
Yeah.
You're going to have a gazebo. You're going to have lighting. You're going to have, obviously, we might have, like I said, the lady said, we might have to put some security cameras out there and stuff. This will at least help him with at least one of the holes on the irrigation system. So-
Part of it.
Well, you may
So-
also wanna include, like a 5 or 10 year, maintenance.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure JC, she wants us to take care of it because, like I said, we have very specific plants we're dealing with. And I'm going to use also a lot of Texas local stuff that I know that will help out. I also know in Mosswood or somewhere in the back here, the bee ladies live through here somewhere. And they have some hives and stuff like that. And I know this would be actually, because they do local honey. And the bees I know are all through RP and stuff. So this would be a great, again, John wanted to give back. He wanted to give this to the community. He's been here for ages. As Appomattox in that corner. He built that new house, but the other house was, the hop, skip, and a jump right across the road from it. But he wanted when people came in, they could see it. He didn't want, I know that the older group had said that they weren't really wanting to do it in here. I know that's what he wanted. I'm speaking on his behalf, and trying to make his wish, his dying wish to come
You're
to
saying you're not
completion.
open to any alternative
I'm not saying
locations?
I'm not. It's not me that has to be convinced. It's going to be JC. I know I wanted to get with you and go see it, but with the rain coming in this week, and I'm doing a lot of concrete work, and I have a small window.
The
So
point is that would benefit us more if it's up on like the number 8 or number 9 rather.
and I know you and I
By the
talked
pool.
about that, and again, I
By
know,
the pool,
Yeah.
near the pool.
but I'm not sure if John was.
Well, you have
You
to
know
say-
how John is.
you
It's
have
like
to-
I'm not worried about who it's benefiting. He wants it to benefit him.
We understand
And
that,
at the
but
same time, I
we're
think
the same way. We want
No,
it to
oh no, I
benefit
know.
us.
I mean, yeah, you guys are gifted a $750,000 landscape. I mean, who said no? It's just like I said. I know he was very adamant about this spot. He wanted when people came through the neighborhood, everybody coming through the front will see it.
Mhm.
And I think back there, because I played golf on Yells Course before. It's like it's further back, and everyone that takes the left going to the back of the neighborhood will never see it if they keep on going straight towards the clubhouse.
Well, I think
So-
the word would get around. They would know it's
Oh, I
there.
Yeah.
think you could see it.
Huh?
I think you'll be able to see it no matter where it is.
How many acres will it take up?
Well-
You'd be able to see this from Stonewall Jackson even.
Like I said, listen,
Yeah.
I'll build it wherever JC tells me to build it,
Yeah.
and whatever you gentlemen allow us to build it. Okay. Again, this is a gift giving back to the community,
We understand
and
that.
it's nothing. There's no money coming out of the community. There's no money coming out of the board, and there's no anything. It's just something John Gandy wanted to do before he died, and of course he passed before this could come to fruition. So one of the last things he told me when my dad and I sat down with him, he says, "Okay, Chris, go sell it to them and explain what we want to do." And that's literally the last words I heard from him. And then a week later,
Well,
he
you
was
did that.
passed.
You did a good job.
Oh, I tried.
The only thing we're still missing 2 things: the maintenance and perpetuity.
Yeah.
And location.
Yeah. Well, the location is, again, y'all's permission. Again, you guys will have to vote on that part of it. And again, it's not going to be tonight. And I just wanted to put it on the table, and whoever was in the room could hear what we were doing. If anybody doesn't know me, I'm actually a 6th-generation horticulturalist. My dad and grandpa came from England to Conroe area. My grandpa spent a lot of time in RP. I mean, a lot of the plants that are here, he probably planted back in the 70s. I can go up and down either streets and see a bunch of camellias or sasanquas or azaleas. There's actually one azalea that he discovered. I forget the gentleman's name. I was 10 at the time, so forgive me. But there was a gentleman who worked in the oil fields in Louisiana. They had bought, whatever company it was, Exxon or whoever it was, bought out an old plantation home in Louisiana. The house had burned down, but the azaleas around the perimeter of it were still alive. And he didn't have the heart to throw them away, so he had paid someone to dig them up and transport them from Louisiana back to River Plantation. Didn't know what he was doing, and he found in the yellow pages my grandfather, my dad. They came out and met him. This is springtime, and the plants happened to be blooming at that time frame. And this plant, it's a George Tabor azalea. And the George Tabor is, if anyone knows about azaleas, it's a pink with a white, kind of a cotton candy kind of look to it.
Yeah, I got that in my backyard.
Yes, sir. And but it's got a pink throat to the center of it and stuff.
Maybe it came from Louisiana.
I don't know, no, it didn't come from Louisiana.
No. But actually, what was interesting about it was, there it is. Okay. What was interesting about it is a regular George Tabor. This actually has got a variegation in it. That's a George Tabor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like
I'm
the
sure
one
everyone
I
can see
got.
this. You can see the George Tabors. Okay, so this one limb on this George Tabor happened to have no pink at all in it. It had yellow in the center of it. And Grandpop and Dad was able to find it, and they propagated it. And they got about 4 different blossoms on it. And and this is what it looks like now. So it's got a yellow throat to it with a cotton candy background with white and stuff on it. It's unique only to that species, and the gentleman very soon after, when Grandpop explained the uniqueness of it and the mutation from that to this, the guy over fertilized it and killed it. So it's no longer here, and this is the only one. I've got about 60 of these things left, and actually we were going to put them in part of the garden to again give back something my grandfather discovered in RP, and to give back to it. He named it St. David because my little brother was born that same year in 1984. Not that my brother is a saint in any shape, manner, or form, but actually I wanted to rename it after Jeffrey, my grandfather. So, but anyway, these are the types of plants that are going into it. Again, I apologize.
How many acres are you planning this to be?
This is about an acre and a quarter, but Mr. Gandy, again, in the future would like to expand it to about 2 and a bit acres. So
do you know Montgomery County recently updated their drainage manual? And so I don't know how they would consider this on a redesign for that impervious cover where you would be required to do detention. And I'm just throwing that as a caveat as information. to
no,
you.
I appreciate that because again, I just came up with the concept.
Yeah, I'm not
and-
saying one way or the other, but with the area that we're in and the
Okay.
flooding prone
Oh, absolutely.
nature of it, you would have to discuss with Montgomery County to make sure they didn't see all this impervious cover and then flag,
Okay.
you know, whoever.
Because you're gonna get permits for this.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get permits, but we have to get y'all's permission before we do anything. It doesn't matter if it's
Right.
the
And to get our permission, there's no way we can do it without having some kind of maintenance in effect.
No,
I think
I-
I speak for the board.
No, I agree with you guys. Like I said, we never got that far. Again, John passed before we could even talk about that part of it. So again, I get with JC. Again, it's their money, their money, their funds, the way that they want to do it. And again, this was just let's say gifting back to the community on behalf of the Gandys.
Well, I would extend that offer to show you the alternative sites, because I honestly think the one I'm talking about would be better than where you're talking, because when it floods, you're not gonna have more than a couple of acres that don't get wet down there.
So my recommendation is that we have a committee, and it could be Tom and myself, and then we get with you, we go there, we walk it, we get all the other additional information we need, and then this isn't gonna happen overnight.
No, I totally get it.
Yeah, right. So we need to know exactly what you're talking about, and then if it's not a negotiable thing for location, then that might be a no starter for us, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we do have to consider what's best for not only the park, but for the community, because that property originally was there for mitigating floods anyway, and so we start doing more. I'm not trying to shoot it down, I'm just saying, these are things we have to consider, right?
Yeah.
Concrete and all these other infrastructure, it's beautiful, don't get me wrong. But we have to be to consider what happens if anything different. Does it get diverted onto somebody else's property that has never flooded before? So that's what we'll have to look at as well.
Again, it's a footprint, and it's only this area. Obviously, this is an encumber in it. This is existing, and then you can see where we kind of extended it and just stopped it. That butterfly would go somewhere back in here.
Yes, sir.
But you would have the flower beds. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think absorption rate into grass is about 50% or so, and you have about a 50% runoff. Flower beds, depending if they're mulched correctly. Concrete's got a 95% shed rate, if I remember correctly. So 1% soaks into it. 5% folks soaks into it, and 95 runs off. So it's like the equivalent of an acre of vegetated soil compared to, you know, that small section. So,
Yep.
you know, you're going to have some runoff on it. You're already having runoff now. It is sandy soil because it was maintained as a golf course. So you're going to have absorption. We have retaining walls because this back section is about 4 foot taller. The side is about 3 foot, and it tapers downhill that direction. So it was kind of pitched, so when the balls came in, it landed into the deal like this. Part of it I wanted to level off, but I also like the topography of this because this bunker is higher, this bunker is lower, and then the concept of bringing that stream bed into it. I've done it before. I've had a gentleman, we did some, Mr. Ralph Carthray, and we did his backyard, and this is a video of his backyard that we did with the dry stream beds.
Very nice.
He had 11 acres, and I think we landscaped about 4.5 of his 11 acres.
Very nice.
So it was a big job, and again, the bridge is coming off the top of it, and we don't have to do exactly what we did for the route, but we can do something. And again, it's got to be 80-inch compliant. It's going to be carefully done because my dad was in a wheelchair, John was in a wheelchair, and we got we got elderly people that would want to enjoy it, and the concept of it is to allow everyone to get up into it and enjoy it.
We need to wrap this up.
No, go ahead.
You two
Tell me
guys
what you
work
need.
with
Is
it.
that okay?
Yeah.
You're not-
Yeah.
okay.
Do you guys need an extra plan, or you guys? What do you want me to leave y'all? The package is yours. Again, these are just drawings. I'll leave you one more plan just in case. I brought.
These are all identical, right?
They're all identical. Yes. So. Thank you, sir.
All right, operators report.
All right. Everybody should have a copy of your report for April 2026.
You're welcome, sir.
Connections 976 with 35 vacancies, revenues totaling $78,741.42. Billed consumption $8,278,000. Below our year pumpage, we are at 93% accounted for that month, with 4 leaks repaired. We also collected our 6 bacteriological samples, all came back good. Under that, we have our wastewater treatment plant numbers. Everything is working within parameters, no excursions or breaches. We got a little bit over 2 inches of rain, and the plant operated at 49% of its permitted capacity. Reuse amount, a little over $5 million. Revenues totaling $1,073.10. Below that, we have your age receivables and your consumption chart. Next page, we have production accountability report, 93% for the month, 93% for a 12-month average, and your 2 charts reflecting those numbers. And final page, we have your DMR that was submitted to the state. Again, right-hand column, 0 excursions to report. Everything is in compliance. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
I have a question about this.
Yes, sir.
This is in the bill. I mean, I didn't prove this. Where does this come from?
That's part of your stormwater quality management plan.
Okay.
Yes, it's a requirement. It's a requirement for the MS4. Yeah.
Did you get one in your bill?
Yeah, it came.
You got paperless.
There you go, free. Any questions for the operator?
No,
Do we have-
except
do we have a-
report.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the operator's report. Do we have a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Okay, annual critical load submission. Davis?
Sure. So state law requires CenterPoint and the other transmission distribution utilities to maintain a critical load list. This is a priority power restoration list. We put this on your agenda annually. MOC has been doing these filings, and just want to confirm with Mario that that they're going to continue to take care of it this year.
Yes.
So.
That's it?
That's it. No vote needed and nothing along those lines. Just want to make sure we confirm that it's been done. So.
Okay. Engineers report.
All right, guys. Hopefully you have a report from last meeting. I apologize. I walked out of my office this morning and forgot my reports. I think I was able to get one to Doug, and he was not here. If you have one from last meeting, it hasn't changed. It's a pretty straightforward report. Nothing really to approve on it, so we'll go through it quickly. Nothing new on the wastewater treatment discharge permit. The water plant number 1, MOC is coordinating with the contractor to plug that well. We will be submitting the risk and resiliency assessment as of June 2026 is when it's due. This is a standard required by the EPA for design projects. The East Ditch FEMA work construction is underway and continues. No pay application this month. For the wastewater treatment plant, they're still working on addressing the punch list. No pay application this month to close that project out. Moving on to district projects, the Mosswood Ditch rehabilitation, so that actually is now substantially complete for the clearing part of the contract. They're currently working on setting that new retaining wall and building the side slope for the emergency repair for sinkholes in the backyard along Mosswood. For Storm Sewer Phase 2, that rehab work has begun. Sanitary Sewer Rehab Phase 3, that construction is underway as well. The only other thing to report on is at the wastewater treatment plant, there is a unit called the RBC. It's for aeration. It's got a metal housing over the top of it. The last windstorm blew off a portion of it. It was originally for the old plant. There's 2 of them. You do have a redundancy, so the plant's still operating. This was all put in prior to putting in the secondary plant, so the way y'all's plant operates, it's kind of 2 separate plants. I had Mario, they were doing their testing anyway, so I had them pull samples from different areas to see. It's required to remove the ammonia from the system. I'm hoping that the design or the makeup, the chemical makeup of the wastewater is such that we can actually take those offline. We don't have to fix it. So we're waiting for those tests to be run. But we're monitoring it closely. You guys are still in compliance, no issues to do an immediate repair. Like I said, it's a redundant system. For those of y'all are new on the board, y'all split the wastewater plant with East Plantation. It's approximately 41-59% split. So, that is all I have.
So the East Ditch maintenance, are they cleaning that out or no? Because it doesn't look good. Are they cleaning it out or are they waiting till this?
So we paused the cleanouts while they were doing all the construction work.
You're gonna wait till it's completely
Correct. Yes. If there's any bad areas or something that we need to get them out in an emergency, I would actually just make the contractor's guy that'd be part of their cleanup, so I can have them run through and kind of clean it up.
Well, let me ask you something I don't know.
Certainly.
So, on Charleston, and, and the road going into Mosswood, there's a lot of erosion from the ditch right there. It's creeping up to the road.
Are you talking about the sinkhole
The
that?
sinkhole right there next to the bridge.
On the Mosswood,
Right.
next to the bridge, yes sir, yes sir.
Does that belong, that's not us?
No, sir, that's Stewart's Creek, that's actually Montgomery County. There's been in the works for a FEMA grant for that as well for a long time, because that also plays into the major washout that's further back in Mosswood, where it's pretty much taken out a whole street.
I saw that.
Give you an update on that. I just went to the Emergency Management for Homeland's office this week because they have the grant.
Okay.
And they're starting work on it. My quick reason for going was to find out if they had any mitigation for the RP has the same thing going on, but the marquee sign as Mosswood has, both of them. But they only have plans right now, according to what I was told, to do the big cliff back there behind those 2 or 3 houses. And the RP washout and the Mosswood one are not currently in the program. But they're doing Stewart Creek with that grant now, getting ready to anyway.
I hope they expand the work, but I'll get in contact with them. Did you pick up any business cards by chance?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I
I
may
did
get
have
with.
somebody, and they were saying that Chuck might need to get with Charlie again, but we've talked to Charlie about 17 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, just so you know, the grant is in place and they're getting ready to start work on it.
Okay.
That RP washout seemed like it's getting worse too.
The one on Stewart's.
The one by the gazebo side.
Yeah, it's on the RP.
That's not
Between the
gonna-
marquee
that's not
sign
in
and
the
the
special
special
park.
Okay. Oh yes, you're talking about when it
Yeah.
goes under the bridge, right there.
When you come into the neighborhood, the 2 flower beds
Yes,
and one on.
yes.
That's not part of the special work.
It seems to be getting
It
worse.
is.
I think we're almost ready to lose a tree.
I don't know, I walk in
We've
every
already
day.
lost several.
Well, this one is the one.
It's a bad sinkhole. We got a week's worth of rain. Ain't gonna take long for it to sink that road, man. It's not, it's there.
Oh, I don't disagree, but you're getting into federal jurisdiction.
No, I agree.
on-
No,
on
I
the wall.
understand.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just, I didn't know what the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, we've been keeping it on the radar for for a long time. Yeah, it's a precinct 2 in Montgomery County issue that
Yeah.
we keep reminding them of. I mean, you just look at the back where that road's literally falling in. There's a house just about to fall in, and they're just now getting to it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a mess.
There's probably 2 or 3 houses, I think, that'll be hopefully saved in this deal, but the other 2, I think, you know, it's kind of crazy. They're not trying to protect the road coming into here or to Mosswood, so that's 1,500, 2,000 people they're not taking care of.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see them fix some of them anyway.
I'll reach out to my contacts at FEMA and stuff and see if I can get a better understanding of what's
Yeah,
received
they
in the
couldn't
actual
tell.
report.
I don't know that they were 100% sure, but they were pretty sure that those 2 places were not going to be addressed.
Okay.
You have nothing for us to approve?
No, sir.
Okay. Do we have a motion to accept the engineer's report?
Engineer's report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Next item is cybersecurity and AI training. David?
The legislature has decided that you guys need to complete cybersecurity and AI training, and we'll send you an email with some information on how to complete it. It's a fairly straightforward video that you can watch that accomplishes or satisfies both requirements. And then I'll have a certificate for everybody to sign. And then we'll make a filing with the state to let everyone know that it's been completed. So
What's our deadline?
look out for that email in the next few days.
What's our deadline on that?
August 1st.
Okay, so no action today.
No action.
All right, violation of district rules, public hearing for violation of district rules and damage to district property, assessment of penalties. Paul?
Yes, sir. So we have a violation tonight for the board to consider, and Ms. Sanders is here for that. And so my job is to present to you the situation, and then the board gets to discuss it. Normally, what happens is you would take evidence in the open forum, and then we would the board would discuss it in executive session, and then you can't make decisions in there. But then we would come back to an open session and decide what you might want to do about it, if anything. And so what I'll tell the board is the violation, it's kind of a continuum of prior violations of posting of signs within Charleston Park. Charleston Park is the district's park. You spend a lot of money buying it. You spend a lot of money maintaining it. You heard comments from the public tonight about people that continue to deface the park, and it's really the board's kind of job to steward the park and to decide the quality of the park that will be there for the community. Ms. Sanders is there. I believe the violations are related to her bringing additional signs out into the park. I think the date was April 22nd.
Additional signs in the park?
Why are you looking at us?
I didn't know I had an additional garage sale. What are you talking
So,
about?
so there were additional signs.
Show me the evidence.
I'm addressing the board at this time, ma'am.
Okay.
And so the board issued a notice of violation to Ms. Sanders for that. It was set for hearing last Monday. Obviously, due to the technical problems, we're hearing it tonight. And so I believe Ms. Sanders is here. She can talk about it. I believe one of the witnesses is there tonight who can also provide you evidence. I also have documents that I can share on my screen. But I will tell you, it's related to, I believe, the wearing of sandwich board signs in the park, which I don't believe is an appropriate thing to do under the rules. But again, it's up to the board to decide how you want to enforce this. So with that, I'll turn it over to the board, and if you want to conduct some discussion with Ms. Sanders, and I think Julie Gilmer was the primary witness, or I'll call complainant, tonight, and I believe she is there. I don't see her on the screen, but I do believe she's there tonight. So, board, I'll turn it over to you, and I'm just here to help steward this process, and I can share on my screen anything you might want to see, but with that, I'll turn it over to the board.
So Julie, you've seen this?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about it, please?
So someone posted on Facebook and next door that someone was standing down in the park.
Sorry,
That
John.
somebody was standing down in the park wearing a sign, and they posted a picture of it. I drove down to Phillips Gazebo, Phillips Park, parked there, saw somebody across the street on the park, and you'll notice I have an exhibit of where it was, wearing the sandwich board sign. Clearly from the tree survey, she was on park property. If you look at the tree survey, it's very definitive of where the boundaries are. She was at least 5 to 6 feet inside the park. And that's it. I took a picture, Paul has the pictures, and the tree survey showing where our property line is.
Okay.
And Mia, did you wear a sandwich board sign on the
I
road?
am appearing tonight under a full reservation of my legal rights. It is absolutely disgraceful that this board and your attorneys would weaponize thousands of dollars of our neighborhood's taxpayer funds just to put a resident through a $250,000 legal circus over a First Amendment right. That, no matter where it was, baby, it's a First Amendment right. To make matters worse, immediately after I posted a fact-based, document-backed community update to our neighbors, my local Nextdoor account was taken off by one of the moderators from this. I know, you don't know, it's all right. It's all right. It was abruptly shut down by a biased review team controlled by members of this very ex-leadership. I am here to offer this board one final opportunity to mitigate its own mounting liability. As of today, I have established a hard alibi for the 10:50 a.m. incident, proving the assault allegation was a complete fabrication. I have also identified a documented pattern of retaliatory litigation in this community, such as case 21-11-15275, which demonstrates that this district uses lawsuits as an intentional weapon of attrition. I am calling for an immediate dismissal of the $5,000 fine and the $250,000 lawsuit. If you are unwilling to dismiss these meritless claims tonight, I demand an administrative stay of all penalties until the new board members, Hernandez and Poarch, are fully seated and can review the internal communications regarding this entire matter. Be clear, whether you drop this tonight or not, my claims for First Amendment retaliation and malicious prosecution have already accrued. However, if you refuse to dismiss or stay these proceedings tonight, I am moving forward today, May 18th, with a compulsory counterclaim seeking $2 million in punitive damages against the district and individual board members in their personal capacities. This is your single chance to stop the bleeding of taxpayer funds, my money, before their money, all their money right here, wasted on me talking, and you talking about anything to me, literally, against the district and individual board members in their personal capacity. This is your single chance to stop the bleeding of taxpayer funds before the new board takes completely over.
So are you denying that?
We can go, well, you can talk to me about it in court.
Are you refusing
I want-
to answer
well,
any questions?
Yes, I'm refusing.
You're refusing to answer
Because
any questions?
we have litigations going on with all kinds of things going on right now. I'm not gonna say anything, okay? You can bring it up to the judge. I do not trust talking to you, okay? Well, what you're talking about here is my First Amendment rights, and we can go all the way to court
Well,
with
you're
it.
talking, but you say you're not going to talk.
Well,
So
you're the one that
not
had me
gonna-
come up there, and that's exactly what I
But
said.
you're not gonna answer any questions.
You know what, no. No.
So you're not.
No, this is a new thing, and I guess I'll consult with my attorney over that.
Here's your
Oh,
chance.
I don't
This
know
is
if your
chance
attorney knows
to-
what an anti-SLAPP
This is
lawsuit
your,
is.
This is your chance to either confirm or deny that you wore a sandwich
I'm not talking to you
sign.
about that, because that, you can talk to about my SLAPP lawsuit, okay? You can enjoy that. I don't know if your attorney knows what that is. Do you know what an anti-SLAPP lawsuit is? Do you know what a civil rights attorney is?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Jamie?
Is there a cap on how much someone can sue you for? Because I believe y'all have a cap.
Who is this person speaking? Does she belong to the board?
She's
It's
a-
her-
wait.
She's the president of what?
Of the
She's a
CIO.
Oh, we'll see.
But I'm also a
You're
homeowner.
not answering any
Well, you
of our
didn't answer any
questions.
questions the last time. Maybe you can ask that question next time we're all in the same room together.
Yeah, okay. If you're not gonna answer any questions, then we'll make a judgment based on what you said.
You can.
Paul, do you have anything else?
No, I think everything you're doing is proper. You've not subjected yourselves to any liability. You're enforcing your rules. You need to do so in an equal and uniform manner. That's why we do this. So no, I think that my recommendation is to discuss it in executive session.
Do you have any knowledge of some $250,000?
I can show it to you, the citation from their board. You sued
So
me for
this is-
$250,000. Do you not know that?
So that did not happen, board. Again, I would recommend that we talk about this in executive session. Ms. Sanders is not a lawyer and doesn't understand any legal principles at all, obviously.
I
You have
understand
not
the
sued her
citation.
for you have not sued her for $250,000. The Texas Rules of Civil Procedure require you to make a jurisdictional allegation of a maximum amount of damages. And it's based on the jurisdiction in the county courts versus district courts. That's the paragraph she's referring to. And so it's clear she's not consulted with an actual attorney, or he would have explained that to her.
And you spent thousands of dollars to send me this falsification.
Okay.
You sent thousands of dollars
If you're not going to
on
answer
their
any
money.
questions, we're going to move on to executive session, and we will come back, and we will, after that, we will make any judgment.
Anybody that wishes to stay, the votes will be taken after the executive session.
We are back in general session, and I'm going to make a motion in the case of Mia Sanders that we assess the $5,000 fine to the water bill of the homeowner and add the new violation that was discussed in the open session to the existing lawsuit. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So same.
Stay.
Motion carries. One other item, it was discussed that that someone said it was unfair that the Mosswood residents have to pay extra to use the pool. The reason for that is because the homeowners association, River Plantation Homeowners Association dues go to the maintenance of that pool, and without Mosswood paying anything, they would have that would be unfair to the River Plantation.
And also pays for
homeowners.
the lifeguards.
Yeah, so there's lifeguards, there's maintenance, there's all kind of things. As far as the acquiring the pool, yes, that was acquired with bond money that was assessed to the whole MUD district, which includes Mosswood, but the pool itself, the maintenance and there was extensive maintenance, getting it up to standard, quite extensive. It was dormant for quite a few years, so it needed a lot of work, and there's yearly maintenance for any pool that we have to do that. So with that, I think we're finished.
I move we, oh,
Wait, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is there a second fine for Mia?
There's not. There's I'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I think
I
that's it.
move we adjourn.
I second
All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
it.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you for
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.